Series Boogey Percent Swiss round elimination bracket. My name is Rain. Today we're going to have Ace Trainer Brooke versus mildain. How are we all doing? This is the only race that happened today. We're not going to talk about any other races that happened today. Only one race was happening at all today. The other one, let's just forget about it collectively. mildain is a homie of mine. He's in another community that I know of. He watched me do a bunch of Boogey Percent runs, I believe, for the last tournament and decided to try it himself. That's super cool. That's really, really sick, and I'm really excited that I get to sit here and commentate his one of his Boogey Swiss rounds. And Brooke is an incredible runner. She, I believe, won the Scramble race for last year, one of the Earthbound randomizers. She placed extremely highly in the Ancient Cave race last year, another one of the Scramble randomizers. And she's going for the trifecta for this one. Let's see if she can close it out with a Boogey Percent win. We got a firm minute of flyover as we wait for the runners to hold left and get out of bed. I love how many matches there are. I think there's like 36 people signed up this year. That's killer. That is super duper cool. So we have all sorts of folks from all sorts of skill ranges, veteran Cs, years ago runners, newer runners, taking on the Boogey Percent grind. I love this category, even though it hates me. I'm happy to see new folks get into it. Getting out of bed can be hard. Sometimes you just can't press left. So we got the predictions up. Bet your Earth Bucks to see who might take home the gold today. The second round Swiss. I think Boogey Percent hates all runners. I agree. Newbies, veterans, possums we found in the dumpster. We don't judge. If you want to run Boogey Percent, we'll invite you with open arms. That goes to anybody watching. Wake up, grab the crack bat from Tracy's room. I think this is going to be this will be an interesting showcase of Brooke's ability to keep her race lines really, really tight. She knows exactly which walls to glide off of. She knows which angles to take. She knows how to do behind the couch, all the good stuff. And mildain, while he hasn't been doing this run very long, seems to have the same general level of understanding, maybe a couple of details here and there. I wonder if the seconds that will save will change anything. Dez with the raid. Thank you very much. Miss Des Gaming, everyone go follow her. She's another Earthbound racer. She's incredible. Her race, I think, is coming up later today. It's coming up in an hour. Right after this one, we can have another race. That's awesome. Climbing up the hill, come back down the hill, say hi to Pokey. Do not say hi to the cops. They're just gonna shush you. And go back to mom. Brooke is a font of game knowledge. This is true. If you're ever in the Discord or even any Earthbound stream and you ask a question about any enemy's stats, she will appear and answer it. She has that on lock. She's an ace trainer for a reason. Going down to meet up with your jerk neighbor, Pokey. He wants nothing to do with your quest to beat up camping equipment. He's just here to annoy you. I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about what Boogey Percent is. This is a sort of an introductory version of an Earthbound run for the full 80% glitchless run, because there are no glitches allowed in this run either. Where the players will be taking on more or less the first quarter of the game. You're supposed to go all the way through The first 3 towns, you get to the Boogey tent, which is arguably the end point of the first quarter of the game. You kill it and collect the fly honey, and that's when the race ends. While this is an introductory race, there are a lot of specific techniques only used for this category, which hopefully we'll be seeing today between these 2 runners. Brooke almost out the door. Gotta talk to Dad first. Doing the behind the couch, very nice. Harder than it looks, you gotta crank the diagonals to get into that little crease, and then make sure you don't talk to the dog. Alright, Brooke's first out of the house. Let's see if she can actually escape. There's a crow. She's going for it. No! It's a crow! That was an attack crow. That was a heat-seeking crow. Flies directly into Brooke. Hopefully she gets out of this quickly without too much damage being applied. Mildain able to get out of the house. Scoots past. This crow's not playing nice. Alright, Brooke gets out of it though with 6 HP. That is tough. She absolutely cannot take another fight here. Mildain in an interesting situation with a snake behind the tree. I don't think I've ever seen that. And a bunch of dogs that we have to despawn. There are 3 possible enemies that can be on this hill: a crow, a dog, and a snake. The snake can be stuttered. The crow can, depending on its movement, be dodged, but the dog, you just have to despawn. There's nothing you can really do about it. Brooke, despite the setback, able to get past this pinch point early for Mildain, although they're almost neck and neck again. Spawns in the till a little funky. That one area up at the front is 100% spawn. You have to despawn whatever's there or try to get past it. The rest of it, there are chances for things to spawn as there are in the rest of the game as well. It's not as much of a guarantee. Brooke grabbing the bread roll early. Interesting. Mildain as well. Might as well do it if you gotta despawn something on that secondary hill anyway. But Mildain's kind of in a tough spot now. He's gotta go all the way right to get rid of that snake. Brooke with the 546? Picky pill? Not bad. She starts her buzz monologue. 6 HP. She's gonna have to figure out a way to heal that as she gets into real fights. The first fight, Starman fight, not a real fight. But everything after that, there's a chance for you to die. That loses a bunch of time. Mildain now touching the meteorite. I think he was at 618. Touching the meteorite. Not bad times. Really, Onett is just a pile of RNG. There's not a lot you can do about most of the situations you're stuck in. You have to make the best of bad situations. So really anything underneath 7 minutes on the hills, good. Anything underneath 30 minutes leaving Onett, also good. Both runners already grabbed the bread rolls, so we're going to take a quick jaunt down to Starman. Have our first fight. Brooke the first entrance Starman fight at 720. Starman is a scripted fight. He will always do fire, A or B, or freeze, or guard. He has 1 of 4 attacks. Buzz will shield you every single other turn, which means you'll take 0 damage, and then we're just hoping that Buzz chooses to kill Starman fast for you. We got the guard, but his regular attack, no charge from Buzz. Probably a 3 cycle. 3 cycle is very average, 2 cycles a little fast, 4 cycle is kind of slow, and anything after that is a nightmare. Ness is a nightmare. Well, Dana has nerves. You're doing great. You're doing great. Looking like en route for a 3 cycle on both sides. Neither got the Buzz to really deal any strong damage early. I think that was a picky crit. Love that. And a net smash from Mildain. Mildain actually taking it first because of that. Very cool. The runners are tied up again. Maybe a little bit of lead change. Then we go into Pokey's house to drop off the kids, and nothing bad will happen at all. We'll just continue on with our adventure with our extremely strong insect friend. Move on to beat up the tent. Yeah, these runners are very, very tight together right now. Maybe 3 or 4 seconds of difference. Turns out Buzz wasn't as strong as he thought, so he has to talk to you for a while. You can continue this conversation infinitely, but hopefully the runners remember to make him stop talking so we can move on to the rest of our net. Again, though, Brooke still sitting at 6 HP. I think she might have gotten 1 to 2 more from the level up on Starman. But she's gonna have to figure something out. Sun comes out as both runners start their descent into Onett. There's a 4-second difference at the moment. This is the zoo. I think that's named because of the Mother One Zoo. But I call it the zoo because all the animals decide to come here and you have to look at them. We're getting through cleanly though. Mildain got stopped by a snake, able to get past it now. I'm going to the secret treehouse and grab a hat. Brooke doing a great gap. You can talk to that baseball hat child from extremely far away. Save yourself a couple of frames. And it's these small optimizations that Brooke knows about that might be the difference. Both of us are going to go into shop. We're going to buy the cheap bracelet, the baseball hat, and the T-ball bat. The reason for this is that the difference cut from losing the Mr. Baseball hat into getting the cheap bracelet and the regular hat is just enough to get you through the first couple of fights in a way that allows you to afford all 3 of these items. And that will carry you pretty much the whole way. All the way up till Happy Happy Village. I like how every runner has a different order of which they shop in. There's no real benefit, I don't think. It's just how you learned it. Which item you buy first and second. Brooke, I think, missed the window. You're trying to walk down the middle of the hill and then take a hard left near that one tuft of grass to make sure that these sharks don't spawn. I think she missed it, so she should double back. While Mildain starts his first pogo fight. 1, 2, one more hit should do it for Mildain. Brooke starting hers. Nice first pogo for Mildain. Oh, Brooke got the high hit. She has better offense. Working a second pogo fight. Mildain his second pogo fight. Brooke rolling in very healthy. Mildain opted not to heal, but he gets through it anyway. 3 clean hits. Love that. Pogo, I think, does 35 HP. So after that first... Wow, offense up by 6 is very good. After that first fight, you should have enough to kill him in 3. Yes Man Jr. is barely a fight. He barely does damage to you. Sometimes he doesn't even attack. He goes down quick. Thinking to miss luck. Love to miss his nest. It's the best thing ever. That sound gives me nightmares. As Brooke starts her Frank fight. Frank has 2 attacks. 3 attacks. He can hit you small, he can knife you, or he can talk dirty. The rule of thumb is to heal after every single hit, because all of those brandishes, if you get a wrong one, if you get a high one, he hits you just the way you don't want. You will die between them. Brooke with the smash to close it out, though. Mildain hot on her heels. With a nice Frank kill of his own. That was a really clean Frank from Mildain. He's got tons of PP. We go into the robot fight. Robot has a downturn and then an attack. And the attack can be a small punch or big tears into you. Makes this fight a little safer than Frank, a little safer, because you always have a turn to heal, but you might be low on resources after the Frank fight, depending on how it went. Brooke able to take on her robot first. Mildain's very close, I think. One more hit, maybe. And then Smash will do it. Mildain in really good shape. I wonder if he knows about skipping Frank heal. Once you defeat Frank and Robot, you can enter the arcade and exit it again and talk to Frank for a full heal. This typically sets you up for slugs, the slug grind, which is about to come up. But if you have a good amount of health and a good amount of PP, you can sometimes skip it to save 10, 12 seconds. He does know. He's just leaving. That'll be another lead change. Really, really, really tight race. Shopping, different orders of shopping is potentially a benefit if it avoids extra cursors when dropping stuff. I agree with that, for sure. Cursors and inventory management, the amount of times you tab through all the inventory is very, very important. It does save an actual amount of tangible time over the course of the whole run, even for Boogey. If you buy Hat and Bracelet first, then you manually have to sell Bat. So you always do, Possum always does Bat first. That's smart. That's smart. I think I always do Bat first. It's muscle memory now, I don't even think about it. Talking to Butthole Purkle. Gonna give you the key as long as you don't make him responsible for anything. We move on to Giant Step. The very first time that we enter Giant Step, we have to do our first big grind for the run. This is grinding slugs. Both of the runners are going to need to grind 22 slugs. That gives you level 8, which will get you rocking, which will allow you to beat up Ant, hopefully, quickly and easily. Titanic Ant, the first boss. Both runners are also going to take out a bunch of money and buy roughly 5 hamburgers. We're doing the 90. Same with, again, this is a cursor thing. Move one less cursor to the left, you just do down on the 0 for 90, and it buys you the 5 burgers you need. Small optimizations. Brooke forgetting how many burgers she has, and oh, Mildain too. Forgetting how many burgers they have, and they try to buy too many. Squeezing past that crow, walking up to the door. You can gap it just a little bit and use the item to not get that the door is locked text. Both runners want to talk to the door, and that's okay. We start, wow, butterfly. We start our slug grind. There's a couple of ways to do this. We'll see what the runners choose to do. Brooke maybe going for the setup, the first room setup. Let's see if she continues it. Well, then going for the more traditional setup, walking further into the hallway. Nice stuttering to get those mouses despawned. Move forward. Well, then with his first pack, Brooke already at 3. With a single no-hitter quitters. I think Brooke is going for the first floor setup. There's a spawn trigger between these two columns that Brooke is currently cycling through that'll allow slugs to spawn just to the left of where the screen currently is. If that happens, because of the slugs up top, the game doesn't allow this 4-pack of slugs to attack you, and you can fight them one at a time. With that, you can kill them one at a time. This removes any chance of missing. This removes any damage that you might take. This removes any chance of not having the fight go well. It's just a little bit more text because you have to go through each E1 screen over and over and over. However, the slugs also have a 1 in 128 chance to drop a bomb. And because we're fighting the slugs one at a time, that chance is higher. Brooke is at 8, Mildain's also at 8. The stanky Obama. I don't know if this is a full Obama, though. This might be a half Obama. Because the setup just kind of happened. She didn't force it. It has a chance to backfire, too. You see here, even though that you have the setup, right? You're going to get, if you get a force pack, you can kill all of them one at a time. You still got to spawn them. And this room, and all of these rooms, hate to spawn slugs when you need them. They love to spawn slugs when you don't. Mildain working his way up to 12. Brooke finally getting her third pack of slugs one at a time once again. Roughly equivalent to if the fight goes really, really well with all the text. Roughly equivalent. The biggest benefit is that Ness cannot let you down for the first time. And you get a higher chance of getting a bomb. I believe both runners are at 12. Hitting level 7, getting that big HP boost, and a bunch of stats. Well, Dane, looking for 16 down here. This is where strats may diverge. We're going for 16 with the Stanky Obama. Some runners like to go up to the second floor to seek another 4-pack. And then the third floor is for a 6-pack to equal their 22. Some runners like to do all 22 downstairs on this first floor with the mouse setup that mildain is currently doing. This will be 16 for him. I believe Brooke is now at 20. I think this is 20 for her. It might still be 16. Mildain's at 16. He's gonna go to the third floor, it looks like, to try and get a 6-pack. The third floor of this area, if you can stutter past these, definitely ants. Nice job. The top floor of this area has a chance to spawn 6 slugs in a pack, which will give you exactly 22. But it's a little risky because of the way that you have to spawn it on this floor with these mice and ants as well. And the low frequency of which it happens. It's a lower chance to spawn those rather than anything else. There was a 4-pack in that corner, but I think mildain decides to disregard it, instead going for the top floor spawn version. He got it! There's a 6-pack. Nice job. This puts him in great shape. He's got his 22. He's right in front of the door. He'll be able to walk through, get the butterfly, and start fighting Titanic Ant ASAP. Brooke still trying to figure out the Stanky Obama. It's half Obama. Half stank. I'll workshop this. Just not getting the slugs that she needs. I definitely think she's at 20 now, so this is either 21 or 22. That was 21. This will be 22. As mildain grinds through this sort of large fight. Brooke finally hitting 8, offense up by 5, that's great. If you have 24 offense, you can have 23 or 24 as you approach the top of this area. If you have 24 offense, you can automatically kill a single black antoid, which will make the last couple of rooms a lot easier. If you have 23 offense, you have to stutter them, avoid them, despawn them, the normal ways of getting rid of them. I believe both runners should have the correct offense for this. They both had really high offense rolls. You're having a hard time spawning a butterfly. You gotta go a little further to the right to get spawned that way. A little past that first tree on the right-hand side in the top. Door despawn also works. Brooke has rockin'. She still doesn't want a fighting thing. The red swirl on the ant! No good. Gonna have to bash this one out. Hope it doesn't call for any help. 28, wow. Nice job, Ness. Brooke catching up. About to go through her butterfly door. Restock on some PP. Go fight Titanic Ant. mildain's now gonna have to figure out a heal. Maybe eat a burger. Maybe wait till he gets to the top to eat that burger just in case. Brooke with an excellent stutter. Just barely nicks that top ant. There's only one. I swear there was 2. Was there not 2? I've been deceived. I thought there were 2. Thinking another unfortunate ant fight's gonna have to bash these out too. Smart to not eat the early burger, wait till he gets all the way there. Brooke getting stopped at the door by these ants as well. The 2 sets of ants right in front of the door, it's super hard to stutter. Because you have to get that tempo right away. They're right in your face. And if you touch them, you have to fight both. Brooke able to go, and she's going to talk to Ant. Start her Titanic Ant fight. Mildain catching up right behind her. See how these ants go for these runners. Always start with a PSI rockin' to get rid of the 2 black Antoids in the back. And then from here, it's a mystery. See if Ant wants to do what the runners want to do. Brooke eating a burger. Trying to save that PP. Small hit. Nice damage on Mildain's rockin'. Brooke, I think, is at 120 for her rockins and has 235 HP. No! Crit! No! But she got that life up. Oh, thank God that was queued. These ants, y'all. These ants on these Swiss rounds have been absolute murderers. They are murdering runs left and right. No run left unmurdered. Mildain using his life up. Now he's down to 7 PP. And now both runs just got to bash it out. We'll use these burgers and get through it. Magnets and defense downs is what we want to see. We don't want to see shields. We don't want to see big hits. We want to see magnets and defense downs. Just use that useless magic and get your way through it. Brooke, the first to finish the Ant. Very nice. 25.04. Ant kill. Very good. Very, very good. For marathon strats. Anything under 30 minutes for leaving on net. Solid. Looks like Mildain has got maybe 1-2 more hits. He's taking it safe. He's going to eat that burger. The shields slow him down a little bit. He's got it. Both runners through Ant. No dead runs here. Maybe a 30-second difference between the 2 runners. Extremely, extremely capable of making this up. Anything can happen in a Boogey run, and there are many more situations where runs can just wholesale die. Right, it's just see, I agree. I'm so happy to see both ants just die normally. No weird shenanigans happening, no chicanery, just normal ant deaths. Clearing it out, moving on with the run. Giving us an opportunity to see other things. While Boogey percent is a very volatile category with a lot of RNG, there are basically 3 points that are the worst to die in. Ant is 1 because you have to walk all the way back from Mom's house, back all the way up through Giant Step, before everything will run away from you. Cop Gauntlet would be the second one because you may use most of your resources getting to the end of it and then die and have to fight all 5 of them again. And Car Painter would definitely be the third because it'll mess up with your money. It's very, very specific for most runners, and you have to go through all of PRV again. So we're past one of the biggest hurt points of the run, which you always love to see. And we're walking directly into another one as we go fight the cops. Brooke the first to make it as she walks into the back room so the cops can protect and sever her. It's gonna be a 5-cop gauntlet. You have to fight 4, followed by Captain Strong. This is why we buy so many burgers at the start, to have enough to get through Titanic Ant and the cops. Cops have 2 kinds of attacks, Crushing Chop and Regular Hit. Typically heal around the 40 HP area, which Brooke is doing right now. You can try to save your PP to get through some cop fights faster, or you can do life ups and burgers, any combination of them to get through safely and quickly. This is what we're looking for. She finishes her first cop, Mildain starts his. Miss on Brooke's side, very nice. Mildain getting to his first fight. High damage rolls for Brooke too. She's very close to just 2-shotting them, which is great. Her offense is incredible. A smash on Mildain's side, that's going to help the time for sure. Mildain quite literally 1 full cop behind. Catching up. Gonna go for that life up. We're having some great luck with these dodges. These cops are just barely missing her. Able to get through this with a little bit less healing than normal. Then opting for the left up again, very smart. When you're at 30, the hamburgers will not heal you all the way. Another smash, let's go. Not entirely useful because it's at the end, but better than a miss. Brooke, I think, could do the... Yes, yeah. If you save your PP with hamburgers or just good luck, you can use a rocket on that fourth... You can use a rocket on that fourth cop, which almost always just kills it. But sometimes it doesn't. And she rolls on to the strong fight. Still got a good handful of burgers, got good HP, got 20 PP. The typical strat for this is just use rockin' twice and he dies. First one goes through, 79, very good. Strong, I think, is 135 HP, so this should take him out. It does. It didn't! She's 1 HP off! Don't miss. You missed! What did Ness miss? No, Ness, why did you miss? Brooke with that very, very lucky hamburger. He's literally got 1 HP. I'm dying. Strong, please. Oh, thank you. Mildain gets through a painful strong fight at exactly the 30-minute mark. Mildain starting his. Hopefully it goes a little bit smoother. A-cap, baby. Don't forget it. All cops are bashable. Mildain with a much, much, much smoother strong on his side. Able to save a little bit of time there, although Brooke, I think, is still about 20 seconds ahead. Just walk down. This is the first big divergence from your normal 80% run, and any percent you would go into that house and grab some exit mice. For Brookie percent, you ignore that, because you're not going to need them or use them for the rest of the run. Brooke grabs the burger. I think she might be out after that bad strong fight. She might be out of burgers and needs that for Apple Kid. Mildain, I think, can actually skip his, though. He's got enough burgers. There's a mushroom camping right in front of it as well. Trying to steer past these mushrooms. Mushrooms have a very small, tight, circular aggro radius. You can generally just kind of walk by them if you know. Brooke goes in to grab her money. We're going to take out probably all 600. Yeah. And that's the last time we'll be looking at money for the run, unless something goes horribly wrong. Mildain gonna go grab his money. We save here for a death warp later. We're getting a lucky butterfly. You need to grab 2-ish, sometimes 3 butterflies depending on your HP, between this and the carpenter area. So getting any where you find them is always good. It might make splits look a little weird, but you're saving time. Not time to spawn them or look for them or seek them. Brooke's gonna go into Apple Kid, give him 200 bucks and a burger. Set up the next section of her run. Yeah, she needed that burger. She didn't have any food left out of those cops. Brooke trying so hard to gap that mouse. Sometimes the gap fights back. Mildain rocking 1 extra burger. Plenty of money on both furnace sides. You need 200 at the time of which you die to be able to resurrect Paula easily. So you want the extra money for skip sandwiches, you want it to buy equipment at HHV. Anything above 380 after Apple Kid, more than enough. Brooke entering Fart Cave. It's named Fart Cave because it stinks and it wastes your time. If you get anything right in that doorway, you got nothing you can do. You gotta walk back out. Although she got through it pretty cleanly there. Only 1 despawn. That sprout's just on the edge. I'm not even sure if he could have despawned it without going through that door, and that's why these far caves stink. They exist only to waste your time. Brooke with her pencil eraser peep. Coming on back down, avoiding that UFO very deftly. Mildain still getting stuck in the far caves. Extra smelly today. Really farting it up. I think it's 10 or 11 despawns, 12? No, far cave. What did you eat last night? And Brooke, able to pass through it pretty cleanly. Mildain starting his pencil eraser peep, and this is just another one of those, there's nothing you can do about it. That's just the way Boogey is. There's nothing Mildain could have done to do that any quicker other than hope that the game agrees. And this is the difference between the skill expression and the choices you can make for Boogey on top of the randomness that it throws at you. So it makes it so fun. Then trying to go for a diagonal despawn on that sprout. No good. They need to go a little further, I think. Brooke walking back into Everdred's Park, Bergman Park, to grab the pencil eraser and continue the next set of the run. 35-minute pencil eraser, very nice. Well, dang, getting stanked up again on the way back. These caves stink both ways. Brooke avoiding that hippie. Now she's going to walk back through the far caves up to the pencil eraser, erase it, and try to get her way through Peaceful Rest Valley, which is neither peaceful nor restful. It's the worst place ever. There's a ton of enemies in it you can't do anything about. You can't really avoid them in any interesting way other than despawning them. They're very, very tight corridors. You can barely walk around the ones you could otherwise avoid. You have to get through the whole thing with potentially taking 0 fights. Brooke over through the small cave. See how the long cave handles itself. Sprout right in the way. Nope, too close. Brooke in the stank. The farts have wafted from the left side of the screen to the right. Can she get that one? No, it's too close. And this is it. This is how Mildain catches up. Sometimes it just stinks. I didn't see if Brooke bought a skip sandwich. I'm not sure if she did. Mildain also opting not to. Sort of like a, I don't want to call it newer because maybe I'm wrong, but more recently runners have been buying skip sandwiches with their extra cash for dodging enemies in PRV, getting through some of the dialogue sequences faster, just general use of the PRV. Brooke has entered PRV. She starts her long journey through these tight passageways. Each one of these is a spawn trigger. Each one can have a pincer of enemies at the top, the bottom, the left, and the right. She's getting a very good luck at the moment, trying to get past that diamond, and she does. That was a tight one. Then getting fired up by the sprouts. We're getting a rather clean PRV, honestly. This is pretty good. Going up. Can't do anything about that UFO, just gotta get rid of it. There should be a butterfly right after this area as well, which you'll need to collect to have the proper PP for the next set of fights. That tree will not leave, and there's more enemies stacking up on bottom. To really, oh no way, Brooke, you got, okay, alright. For a second, I thought she was gonna try to skip past the tree. That would've been a bold maneuver. Mildain entering PRV as well. Brooke getting a little squished in this one passageway. She has such a good PRV up to this point. But now she's really oh, she's gonna do it. Now sneak back that sprite. She barely does it! Nice movement, Brooke. Nice movement, Brooke. Well done. She is very accustomed to skip sandwich speed after all those scramble practices and races. She knows exactly how to move to avoid everything. Mildain doing a quick diamond despawn as he tries to go below. Trying to squeeze by that bridge man to get the butterfly. It doesn't look like it. Now the diamond is gonna get caught. He can maybe get past that sprout, but he's taking it safe. Or was it safe? Now he's really pinched. No, the red swirl with the UFO add-on, Mildain. Grabbing some bad luck. See if you can get through that situation while Brooke buys herself Stanley bat, Holmes hat, and a croissant. Oh, so this is why she didn't buy any skip sandwiches. She wanted for croissants because she has no money from the bad cops. This makes sense. Well, then trying to run away, it's not going to happen. That UFO is just way too fast, and now the spinning robot is going to finish him off. Taking a death in PRV, going to go back to Tucson. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Now, it's not over yet, though. It is not over yet. We're going to have a little bit of money issues, maybe. You can take money out an hour later, not a problem. It's not over yet. There's still multiple situations where Brooke can run into equally bad luck. And it really even up this race. Carpenter's a big one. Winters as a whole is another big one. There's plenty of time to make up. All you gotta do is put your head down and try again. Brooke enters her cultist fight, shack fight. You always want to do a rocket if there are 2 or more enemies. Another cultist joins the fight. Of course, love that. Cultists have 94 HP? And the rocket missed one of the cultists. This is bad. Actually, really bad situation for Brooke. You're gonna hope that they don't call another cultist. They didn't. Okay, who? Got 1. Got 2 for sure. And didn't kill that last cultist. He calls for help! No! This is exactly what I was talking about. Anything can happen, and there's not a lot you can do about it. Brooke made no mistakes here. The rocket just decided to not land, and now she's got to dig into that croissant pile. Very, very intelligently, she bought a whole bunch. So she can get through this, but it's going to waste some time. One more hit for that last cultist. Hopefully it doesn't call for help. No, it didn't call for help. Good. Now we're just gonna deal with this crow. Crow. Mildain walking his way up through PRV again. Stopped by some UFOs. Easy despawn. Brooke did hit level 11 early. I think actually it was level 12. Brooke did hit level 12 early, which allows her to now have 20 PP. You really want 20 for Carpenter. Anything more is gravy. And that level up can happen before or after the forced fight inside of the cultist compound. So doing it here may mean that she doesn't need to go rest at the inn in this town and get through Carpenter. Wow, there's a pile of enemies in the middle of the screen. Why is this happening to you? Alright, we get past it. I guess the game just had too many sprites on the left. Can't make any more. He's getting pinched again as Brooke walks her way through this cultist compound and starts the cultist fight. All we want to see is one cultist. Just one. No friends, please. Just one never mind. Brooke has an option. She can use a rocket because there are 2. The safest solution. Or she can try to bash it out. Get that first cultist down for sure. Second one took a lot of damage. Very smart on the croissant. And they call for help! No! These cultists are much too popular. Everyone wants to join. There's another cultist! No! Alright, now she's in a bad way. This cultist is full health. She has what? Never mind, she smashed it! The luck swings both ways. The luck swings both ways. She's okay. She's okay. She used a lot of food for that. She's gonna grab the skip sandwich for sure. As a backup for Carpenter. She's got 10 PP. We're gonna hope Carpenter does a lot of damage to himself at this point. Brooke, it's just all the boys are coming to the yard for Brooke. I don't know why these cultists are calling so much help. No, they're going for the hard hat. Interesting. Maybe because he's worried about money. He doesn't want to buy the Holmes hat anymore. That's a cool decision. I like that. That's cool knowledge of the game. As Brooke starts her Carpenter fight. Carpenter has another scripted fight. He will do a crashing boomerang attack, which has a 1 in 4 chance of reflecting and hitting himself. Then he lives up, or uses psychic magic in general, and then he will bash you. Brooke is preparing a banana 4 here. Then a crashing boomerang again. 2 misses. A smash from Nesto, that'll help. He's gonna shield instead of lifing up. He's gonna get one more bashing on Brooke. Is she gonna heal? Yes, she is. Yes, she is. That was smart. Definitely would have taken a death. Crashing boomerang again. Hoping that one of them hit. He will probably die if one of them hits. This is gonna be tough. Gets the life up. Brooke's a little bit behind on HP. She's gonna have to hope again that he shoots a lightning and at least one hits him. There we go, one. There it is. Tough. She got through it. That was extremely, a very, very difficult Happy Village, and she got through all of it. No, they get caught the door though. Oh, the luck almost swung for him. Let's see if we can get through this quickly. He's got the hard hat, so he's taking a lot less damage than normal. Smash hit pretty good, although he didn't shop for Sandlot Bat. Maybe he's skipping shopping altogether. That will definitely save some time. Brooke exiting. Cultist compound. Brooke is now in what I would consider to be one of the most safe... one of the safest parts of the run for losing time. At this point, she has to take a death warp from the mole, which she's about to do. But after that, she's talking to a bunch of people in Tucson. A nice, friendly jaunt around Tucson. You talk to a bunch of folks, you get through it pretty cleanly. As Mildain goes up and fights his carpainter. Hopefully he can make up some time with a slightly less absolutely miserable carpainter. Safest with a death, a planned death. If you plan it out, it makes it safer. Call for help on Mildain's side, but nothing. Gonna use that rockin'. Hopefully one or two cultists go down. 70, nothing. Gonna have to rockin' again. Oh, so I'm pretty sure I have 96 HP? So anything, sometimes the rockets hit for 100 and you're good to go. They have 94 HP. Sometimes the rockets get it for 100, you're good to go. Sometimes they hit for a high 90, even that's good to go. 94, thank you, Slug. Brooke has successfully rescued Paula, and now she'll take her directly into danger. As you do. See if the mole wants to cooperate, absentmindedly not cooperating. We're looking for a death here. Okay, death on Paula's pretty good. Brooke is using the ATM card over and over and over because she doesn't want to kill the mole, but she does want to defend because then the mole might not kill Ness. That'll do it. Pretty good mole. Thank you, mole. Everyone thank the mole. Janet standing right in the door of the cultist compound. Love that. Love that from Mildain. Really wasting his time. Just absolutely. Thank you for nothing, Janet. Thank you, mole. Brooke, with that correct amount of money, able to cut her money in half after dying, whereby Paul at the hospital. Go and get the backstage pass, and then she'll move on to collect some other items and do a couple more checks. Very, very safe. Really nothing that can go wrong here. The only way to optimize this is by walking real good. Gotta get the good walk. Mildain's gotta bash out this cultist a couple more turns than normal because he did not buy the Sandlot Bat, but he gets through it. 46 HP is pretty good. He can take the first hit on Carpenter with that. He's gonna get that maximum PP and HP, which means he will still get 2 rockins for Carpainter. Although he's the egg for safety. Okay. He's the egg for safety. Goes up to max health. I think that's 120 at this point. Yeah, Mildain going to the Carpenter fight with no real bat means he's really going to be relying on Moroccans and Carpenter to reflect. He needs that high damage. Here's 1. He gets 2! Okay, that's great news. Carpenter has about 15 HP left. He can just rocket him out. With a high enough rockin'. He's got 2, though. Not great. Needs a higher rockin' on this one than that. They'll do it. Carpenter rocking 235 HP, so 1 to 2 reflects on any amount of rockins after that. Should be enough. We're going left theater. See if she gets it. She does get it. Very nice job. I love to see a left theater. Boot all right theater goers. Learn the strat. Although she tries to show Tries to bribe the theater employee to get into the back. Not interested. All they want is all they want to see that pass. Brooke is starting to burn away for concert. The only one you see in the Boogey Stunt run. You see a couple more in the Fuller run. First and only Runaway 5 concert. Then mildain starts his conversation path. Able to get through that carpenter fight without a bat. A little bit risky. But he pulled it off. Saved himself a little bit of time. Boop, 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 boop. Now, normally when the Runaway 5 is happening, I would ask everyone for their top 5s. And today I would ask you for your top 5 Earthbound speedrun races. But I think that this one is 1 through 5, baby. This is one of the best things I've ever seen between these two runners. Both managing to keep it up, keep it a tight race while having some absolutely astoundingly bad luck. Making the right decisions at the right times to get through it. mildain dropping his equipment, so he can take a couple more hits from that mole a little bit faster, as well as the teddy bear. Get rid of the food too, so you probably sit up to hear the chirping and the beeping from that fresh egg turning into a full-grown chicken. Brooke's concert has ended. Gonna flash some cash at the theater owner, get the Runaway 5 out of their predicament. Move on to the last town, no, sorry, the second to last town that we're gonna be seeing today in this race. Threed. So the mole goes for mildain. Claw and Paula, very good. That says kind of high HP, probably 2 hits. Miss will not help. He's refusing to attack, but Ness is just too... He's dodging at the wrong times. He's gonna have to bash him now. Mole hit himself. Love that. Love that for you. These scratches are coming out. Just that's he's bipping and bopping. If you can dodge a mole, you can dodge a ball. Finally gets to death. Yeah, I'm gonna say thank you, Mole, for doing attacks, but no thank you, Ness, for dodging so many. Brooke on the bus with a nice right bus. Should we get bus emojis in the chat? I want to see some bus emojis. mildain have to get into a little bit more money. There's some bus emojis. Thanks, you Cat. Hell yeah, bus emojis. Thank you, Pebble. Bus emojis. Couple more segments left. I'm gonna say it. It's still anyone's game. mildain is a little bit behind, but not enough. Not enough to make this a sure thing for Brooke. There's a lot that can go wrong. Brooke's gonna make her way into the graveyard. There's a little bit of interesting specific movement you can do here to mitigate spawns, because the graveyard otherwise is pretty lethal. The flies especially are very fast, they're very, very hard to get away from. And they will end your path if you're not careful. Taking a death here isn't the worst, but it's still a time loss. We don't want that. It's a speedrun. These trash cans are demons, although they have sprout mushroom aggro, so you can just kind of get around them. And Brooke did it. You want to go below that big grave and above the left grave to get through this really, really tiny spawn plane trigger and try to peek at these zombies without any flies interrupting you. Which makes it on the way back as well. Very nice. mildain getting his wad of cash. He's gonna go see the Runaway 5 concert soon, while Brooke takes a visit to the Shady Lady. Fun fact, you can talk to her there. It says nothing happened, but you can talk to her. Mildain going right theater. I will abstain my booze. Just know that I'm judging you. And Brooke enters the final section of the game, the Winters part. Jeff's quest to let you down the least. Featuring Bubble Monkey. When Dane starts, his runaway 5 counter. Brooke moving into the winter segment. Just want to remind you all to give this channel, Bound Super Series, a follow, because we have more races coming up. We got another race directly after this one, I believe. And races for the rest of the week as we continue these rounds of Swiss for the yearly Boogey tournament. All this is just a qualifier for the brackets, y'all. And even at that, it doesn't matter if you don't win all of your races. If you get a really good time, that's sometimes enough. One more after this one tonight, and more races tomorrow. Let's do it. Brooke grabbing Jeff's best buddy, Tony. Going to talk to Maxwell. Maxwell's only job in the game is to waste your time. He gives you something that doesn't even work, that he knows doesn't work, so he can give you something else in like a minute that he could have given you the first time to not waste your time. But that's not how Maxwell rolls. I guess he just wants to really talk to kids before they leave the orphanage. Boarding house. The winter area. Brooke dropping the brick spray pan, very good. Broken spray can. Jeff will fix it while you are resting before you see Tessie, which is sometimes used for the more full run to get some extra money. But in Boogey, it's just a waste of 6 seconds. We drop it. Brooke grabbing her equipment. Mildain rocking a right bus. Right bus, best bus. Can't be right with a left bus. And don't even get me started about down bus. Brooke picks up the #1 villain for the run, Bubble Monkey. Bubble Monkey does everything in its power to slow you down and run into enemies and really get in the way, but you need him. More bus emojis in the chat. Thank you. Thank you for the bus emojis. Oxcat, thank you for the buses. It's almost time for the other set of emojis. Once Brooke gets to the bottom of this and sees that Tessie, we're gonna test it up. See how Mildain's graveyard goes as well. Hopefully as cleanly as Brooke's. That was a pretty easy one. Only a couple of despawns and then a quick in and out. That's what you will have to see about the graveyard. Should not be a section that wastes your time, but it does its best to slow you down. Let's stop thinking about an inflatable Tessie pool toy. Sign me up. What an inflatable Tessie pool toy. That sounds awesome. Speaking of inflatable Tessies, let's talk about a digital Tessie coming on your screen right about now. I'll show you Tessies in chat. Let me see them Tessies. Brooke with the mid-run Tessies. Very nice, very nice. Oxcat with the multicolored Tessies. I love that. Al Portland Tessie. Yes, show me the. Yes, show me all these Tessies. Yes. It's excellent Tessies. Mildain getting through the graveyard while we test it up. No, he gets caught by a fly! Right in the butt. Should be able to freeze this one down and get through it, unless Paul dies immediately! Alright, we're just gonna run. We're just gonna run. It's gonna be a tough run, but he'll get out of it. He's got more than enough HP on this to eventually get that run chance high enough to leave. Maybe I spoke too soon. Okay, whew, he's out of there. Graveyard flies. Ooh, I hate them. I hate them. Alright, test section's almost over, but keep those testes warm. We got another one coming up in just a minute. Almost literally. So Dane goes to see the shady lady. Make his way to Winters. Brooke's gonna do a diagonal movement to avoid a spawn trigger of a gruff goat. I never knew about this playing casually, and I wish I did. I'd always waste my BBR on the gruff goat because I didn't know any other way to kill it. And start Brick Road. There are 3 enemies, all 3 scripted fights. You can't run away from them. You can't really dodge them in normal ways. You have to find ways to dodge them by maneuvering yourself and Bubble Monkey to potentially get past them. A lot of RNG involved, especially because of Bubble Monkey. This first proto skip, very, very difficult. Brooke isn't able to do it specifically because of Bubble Monkey's movement. She has pulled it off before. And this proto, really not giving Brooke a good time. Calls for help. We're trying to bash it out and starting to run away, yes. Looking a little low. Hopefully Jeff gets away this time, and he does. Whew! 10 HP. She's in pretty bad shape if she has to fight this duck. It is possible to dodge this duck, although you have to get it to sort of randomly, erratically move enough to the left and right to drag it down more into this little corridor and dodge it by skipping through. Brooke's getting good movement here. She might be able to get on this one. If the duck just moves a little bit to the left, she'll be able to drag it down just a smidge more, and that'll be it. She normally at this point... Oh, there we go. There we go. She'll be able to get it. She'll be able to get it for sure. Normally at this point, trying to skip ducks is sometimes more of a time lost than just fighting it, but with 10 HP, she really has to be careful. She goes through and grabs that croissant as a safety. Very, very smart. I think she might know she's ahead as well, so she can save some time on that. Third proto skip. This is the most consistent one-ish. If Bubble Monkey likes to cooperate, you're gonna... No good. You have to get Bubble Monkey to start its pause, then move forward to draw the protoplasm towards you, and then duck down below with both yourself and Bubble Monkey. But if he chooses to stop again, there's nothing you can do about it. Brooke able to skip that duck, but taking 2 protos. Still gets through it, 10 HP. Proto could drop. Nothing, never mind. I was hoping she'd get at least a cookie, but nothing. Well, Dane grabbing his equipment out of the broken lockers, although he has to talk to Maxwell again, because Maxwell's the worst. Going back into Brick Road? Is she grabbing the gun in there? She's grabbing the gun, interesting. I think with the 10 HP, this is basically slug insurance. It also will help her with the mice if she gets caught by a mouse in Pond Cave. Although she skips Brick Road heal. If you talk to Brick Road there, he will heal for you. This is an interesting strat. Make shrooms pretty safe? Yeah, it'll definitely make any of these fights safer. Like, maybe it will pay off. We'll see it right now. Five HP on that slug. Woo! Able to get through it. Should get a little bit of health back and level up here. Never mind. She'll get 2 HP. Super duper safety strats, yeah. Mildain finally out of the boarding house. Gonna go shop for a Bubble Monkey. Start his descent down to the test. Warm up those testes now. We're gonna need them. Brooke just goes for the fight. Not comfortable with trying to stutter past these mice. Again, just trying to be real safe. There's a hamburger in the next room, which will make this a lot safer for her. Eight HP up. That's the little bit of health I was looking for. Cleanish room. Brooke has the stutter power to get through this. Let's do it. Let's do it. Doesn't even matter if Bubble Monkey doesn't cooperate. You're gonna get that burg. Oh no, mildain getting pinched though between these gruff goats and crows. He's gonna do a big despawn to get around him. Go to the left maybe. Oh, he's got double goats! No! What do you do? What do you do? You gotta fight one. You got the green swirl bubble monkey? You're a god. And Brooke in the green swirl on her mushroom fight. I don't even know how. Jeff was definitely facing away. Do you know something I don't know? What? Double janky green swirls. Brooke trying to get that alright, she's trying to get diagonal facing to get that green swirl on the mouse. No go this time, but she got the offense. She got the health. She can definitely get past this. That Janky Jeff green swirl is pretty consistent. We're gonna have a conversation later. I gotta pick up these notes. I'm learning stuff on the fly right now. mildain starting his tests, his hacking game. You're doing quite well. Still 104. Easily can get out of winches with a 110. And finish off that tent with a quick 112. That's a good time. It's a great time for Earthbound marathons. When them tests is in chat. Brooke grabs the bottle rocket for safety, gonna squeeze her way out of here past these mushrooms. No more green swirls necessary. Should be an easy despawn into a walk down to dad. Yes, give me the tests. I want to see if Tessies. Excellent Tessies. Great work, everybody. Brooke drawing that K-boy up so she can quickly get around it below. Very, very easy. Gonna talk to the second worst dad in the game. Potentially the third, depending on the day. Dr. Rain Donuts. mildain starts his brick road as Brooke starts scrunning. Gonna scrun back to Threed. I know it might look it, but it's not in the bag yet. We still have to down Boogey 10. Jeff has a big bottle rocket, which can do a variable amount of damage based on the amount of rockets that hits Boogey 10. This can go very, very well and kill Boogey 10 in one turn, or go extremely poorly and roll low. The run is not over till it's over. We're gonna see what happens for Brooke's fight as mildain works his way through the first brick road. Slug fight. Not slug fight. Protoplasm fight. This is protoplasm, it's not slug. I'm besmirching the good name of slugs everywhere. This thing is worthless. Most worst dad is Pokey's dad? Absolutely. The most worst dad is, without, like, number one, it's Pokey's dad. No competition. Jeff finally getting that last hit out on that protoplasm. Gets through that fight. And a cookie, that's nice. mildain past the first most required fight. You can get past it, it's just really, really, really inconsistent to do so. These other two, though, you could skip them. Although it looks like mildain's just gonna go straight into that duck. Yeah, he's not even gonna try. Not gonna waste the time, not gonna try. Just go ahead and punch the duck in the face. Get a fresh egg. Cool, nice drop. Brooke almost finishing her scrun into Threed. See if mildain gets the third proto. Nope. Bubble monkey just will not cooperate sometimes. Didn't go down fast enough to avoid that package, although should be able to get through this fight pretty cleanly now that he's got so much experience and level ups on Jeff. 2 hits will do it. And another cookie. Oh, a really cool drop left for mildain. We're crash landing. This is it. We should be able to get to the boogie tent safely. We should be able to fire that big bottle rocket, and will it do enough damage to kill the tent in short order? Boogie tent says something north of 560 HP. I think it might be 580. I'm more than sure someone in the chat knows. Mildain is starting his walk through the pond cave. Not confident enough to start past these slugs in these tight corridors. He's just despawning them. Take it safe, take it easy. No reason to rush that. You can try to start this room though. Nice and mobile. You can do this. You got this for sure. You got this for sure. Nice job. Brooke did not get the safety bear. Interesting. And she's getting a whole bunch of friends in the middle of town. The trick-or-trick kids, the handsome Toms. Smiling Sam? Smiling Sam is the blonde one, right? Running to the drugstore. Are we getting HP items? We're saving! Okay, smart. So Brooke is not taking any chances here. She knows she's ahead. She's saving, so that if Jeff shoots the BBR or dies before he gets to, and it doesn't kill Boogie Tent, she doesn't have to worry about scrounging money for bottle rockets. She doesn't have to worry about finding a different way to kill it. Very, very smart decision. Specifically because she knows her advantage in the race. I love that. The only way she could lose if she has a very, very bad Boogie fight twice. And this prevents that from happening. Defend BBR. 629, that'll do it. A big one-turn Boogie. GG's to Brooke. Nothing left to do than to watch some text and pick up that juice. 629, what a high roll. Nice job, Jeff. Didn't have that much experience either. Brooke gonna round out with I think a very clean 111, 111.30, 111.20 maybe? Very, very clean. Very good time for a marathon run. Really, really difficult to get through all this RNG. Really difficult to have to do all the safety strats. She rounds it out quite nicely. I like that mushroom grease roll. I love that mushroom grease roll. We have got to talk. I'm getting you on the horn immediately. We gotta talk about that. I gotta know. Brooke with a 111.20. Very, very nice job. 111.20 in the race room as well. She'll take the W for this race, but it's not over for Mildain. Still finish, get himself a good time on average, continue on through these Swiss rounds.
Hi.
Hey! Let's talk about your run.
That was pretty decent, mostly.
We got Brooke on the horn. Jumped right on in.
Yeah, that mushroom green swirl, it's like maybe 50-50 if you do it right. I shouldn't have done it there because I didn't really need to, but I really wanted to in a race.
You gotta show it off, yeah.
Yeah.
So are you just catching a strange portion of its hitbox with Jeff, or?
I have no idea. Like something to do with like the swirl logic is broken when the lead character isn't Ness for some reason.
Okay. We have some technicians. We have Earthbound technicians in the chat right now. I need some research, y'all. I need to know. Can we abuse this in other ways?
It doesn't work in the last room of Pond Cave as well, for whatever reason.
So what a Boogie specific strat. It only works half the time. It doesn't work in most of the areas it would work in. No one really knows why it works.
Yeah, it's good in like 2 rooms.
Excellent. Well, hey, nice job on your run.
Yeah. And if you mess it up, you get a red swirl and then you die.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you love that. Yeah, you can either save like at least 20 seconds or lose your run. That's good. What? So you're 1-1, I believe. That's correct. Which means that you'll be moving forward. Everyone will be moving forward at this point, but you'll be moving forward a little bit more confidently in the Swiss brackets. Is there any other 1-1ers that you do not want to run into? You've already run into me, so I'm not an option anymore.
Have a look at the thing.
We got some absolute killers in the bracket this year, and some folks taking unfortunate RNG losses as well. Everyone's all over the place. I think Hunter's 1-1. I absolutely do not want to run into Hunter.
Yeah.
Please. It's like to avoid that.
Oh yeah, Hunters. That's a scary one.
Mildain finishing his scrun. Gonna see if he gets the same luck with this turn 1 boogie tent. I say that I want to run into Hunter because I think he's an excellent runner. However, there's two things. One, it's still boogie percent. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. It could be entirely out of your control. Anything can happen. And two, we also have 4 rounds of Swiss for a reason. Even if you get a bad run, even if you take an L, you can still get a good enough time to drag your average down. Even if you don't make it to the bracket, you have 4 more races worth of practice to keep going for your speed runs. Everything is a benefit here. All you gotta do is finish. Mildain collecting Jeff. Gonna squeeze on through that door. Brooke's doing the boogie glitch. For some reason, if you check that area right below the little pillar next to the door in the boogie tent, in the regular tent, sorry, in the 3 tent, it will, I think, check an area that doesn't exist and crash, and you'll get a whole bunch of garble. Sometimes you get a debug menu. It's pretty fun. Fun way to finish your boogie percent run and crash the game. All right, Mildain going into it. See a good defend BBR. Come on, Jeff, you can do it. 434, not bad. A rocket and a rocket. 2 rockins. This is pretty safe. Shouldn't have anything go wrong, especially with the teddy bear. And Ball Rocket, that'll do it. GG's to Mildain. Nice job to both runners. Mildain finishing, I believe, with a 117. I'm gonna say 48. Let's say 48. GG's. Tough runs, tough runs. Some bad luck, some great decision making between both runners. Able to clear it out. I think, speaking of clearing out, I think that we're gonna clear out ASAP because there's another run coming up literally right now between Mist S and RJ's Magnet? RJ's Magnet. RJ. I'm just gonna call him RJ. Thank you very much, Mildain. Thank you very much, Brooke. Please give a follow to both of these excellent runners. Give a follow to Derek, who is currently restreaming, Derek GNC. Give a follow to Earthbound Super Series. We got more races coming. This isn't it. 117.50 for Mildain. Very nice. That was off by 2 seconds. Close enough. RJ Smaggot. Sure. That's it for me. Oh, woo. I'll see you all in the chat in a minute.